Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I am so excited because today I am doing a curriculum unboxing. I don't know about you other homeschool moms out there, but I love curriculum. It's so much fun to me. I love watching videos about curriculum. Like when curriculum comes in the mail, it's like Christmas for me. I'm always just so excited. My homeschooling philosophy is it's not just about the bookwork, but I love curriculum. I just find it so interesting. I love teaching my kids. I truly enjoy teaching my kids, and so it's really fun for me to get the curriculum that I will be using. So in today's video, oh, by the way, if you're new here, hello, my name is Madison. I'm a mom of 4 kids, ages 14, 6, 3, and 1. I have an 8th grader, a kindergartner. Now this is the end of the school year that we're in right now, but 8th grader, kindergartner, preschool, I guess he's 3. Doesn't really do preschool, but kind of, and a 1-year-old, and she does nothing but acts crazy and runs around. So, although she does kind of try to sing her ABCs, so there's that. But in today's unboxing, it's going to be stuff for my 8th grader and my kindergartner for this year, actually. I know it's late in the year to be buying curriculum, but we have had a very strange year. I posted a video, or I don't know if it's up yet, but I filmed it today actually, of why I homeschool and our homeschooling journey. So I think I'm going to post that before this one, so definitely check that video out after this one. But that kind of talks about our story and our journey, and we have just had a crazy year. My oldest had a bowel obstruction and was in the hospital for 2.5 months. It was basically a 6-month ordeal, but we pushed through and we continued homeschooling, and we have just made the best of it because that's life, right? You just have to make the best of it. So I decided to get some last minute things, and I will kind of explain what it is, but I thought, why not unbox it with you guys? I just love talking about curriculum. I love these types of videos. So I got some stuff from The Good and the Beautiful. I do use a lot of their stuff, not everything, but for my kids, but I do use a lot of it. So I actually have a kindergarten homeschool curriculum video where I share all the curriculum I used for my kindergartner this year, and I review it all, so definitely check that out as well. But let's get into this. I'm so excited. Okay, so first up, we'll just start with this. So I got the My First Africa Reader. So these are great. My kindergartner learned how to read through The Good and the Beautiful's homeschool, or obviously homeschool, but their reading curriculum. They're kindergarten readers, basically. So I'm going to do a video about the good, like reviewing The Good and the Beautiful's reading program. But spoiler, I really like it, and it's worked well for my son at least. And something I really like is that they have these books that go along with what your child's, like what level your child is at. So this one goes really well if they're currently going through the A cards, or they've even completed it. So he has completed them, and he went through them really quickly, luckily, because we had such a crazy year. And we have the nature book. So the reading curriculum comes with the little small books, like 20 small books to read, but then they also have these extras that you can get. So we read the nature one, and I actually am going to have him reread it this summer just as practice, but we did not get the Africa reader. So I thought this would just be good practice for him as well over the summer, just to try to help him remember everything that he learned, reinforce what he learned. And these are really nice quality, like it's hardcover, and it has this, like he's already read actually the first book, which is really cool. So they have, like in this table of contents, it talks about like the first book, it uses CBC words, the first 3, then sight words from group 1, words where S says Z. That sounds funny. CBC words again, sight words group 2, CK, and words that end in CK and ALL, stuff like that. So I like that it tells you before the book even starts, like what it's focusing on in the book. And then it has this nice little thing to mark your page, which I really like. And of course, The Good and the Beautiful, the pictures are always really pretty and sweet. And actually, what I noticed about this Africa reader, so we read the nature one, it was just nature stories. And this one feels similar because it's Africa, you know, it could be nature related. But like we already read the first one, and it actually tells you that, which this is different than the nature reader, it says this story takes place in Niger. I probably should figure out how to say that. But, and then it shows you where it is. So I think that is really cool. It has like the map and everything. So we talked about that. Probably should, you know, get into more detail. I should figure out how to pronounce it. But anyway, I just thought that was cool that they did that. And the stories are cute and sweet, and my son likes them. So I'm excited to read this. Instead of moving on to the B books, I've just decided to reinforce everything he's learned from the A cards until he starts first grade, and we'll move on to the B ones. So in this haul, I was going to get the B cards and the B books, but then that's like a whole thing we're starting, and it's already April, and so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go easy on myself and not do that. And I talk about that more in his kindergarten curriculum reviews video. But anyway, very excited about this. Then I got the Anteater Edition cards, this like little game, Anteater Edition, and then Snowy Owl Subtraction. So I'm very excited about this because math is very important to me, and learning your addition facts and subtraction is so important, obviously. I thought this would be a great thing to start. Like, I wish I had gotten it at the beginning of the year, but oh well. I figured it'd be a great thing to start now to go along with his kindergarten math curriculum. But then I also thought that it would be a good thing to do over the summer to just kind of keep him from forgetting everything that he learned and reinforce what he learned. So I'll open this up for a second so I can show you guys. So it comes in this really nice, like, sturdy box, which I like for storing. And then it's like these little flashcards. Oh, they're like all connected. I think they do a good job of packaging their things. So I'll just pull one out. Oh, and this is interesting. So it says Anteater Edition, odd numbers ending with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so I don't know how this game works. Even numbers ending with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's the little ant, and there's what I'm reading. So honestly, I don't know how this game works. So I don't really know what's happening here. Okay, so so maybe that's just to remind them of the odd and even numbers, which I think is great. And then this, okay, it's just a typical flashcard. It says 1 + 1, and then the other side it says 2. Oh, and it has a little anteater eating the 2 ants. That's cute. So, apparently this is a game, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know the rules. I guess I could look at them real quick for you guys. Okay, so you can play 2-player or 1-player. Well, how to play, looking at the top card on the draw play, say the answer aloud, and say if it is odd or even. If it is odd, put it by the odd ant card. If it is even, put it by the even ant card. Continue until all the cards have been used. How to win. After all the cards have been played, count the cards in each pile to see whether the odd or even ant won the game. Did you choose the winner? So if they just want to play by themselves, they can do that. And then there's also a 2-player game. So this is super cute, and I know that my 6-year-old is just going to love this. He loves playing games when learning, so that is really cute, and I love making learning fun, especially with math. So this is the Snowy Owl Subtraction in another really nice box, and here's one of the cards. It just says the number 3, and they're just, everything with the good and the beautiful is so beautiful, which I love. Like, ooh, look at the number 5. Look how pretty that is. I think that is beautiful. So Ooh, this one's really pretty too for the number 6. So I'm not going to read you how this game works, you know, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun as well, and it has to do with subtraction, and it's pretty and easy to store, so I love that. Very excited. Okay, so the next things that I got are some science units that I have been so excited about. So I got, where are they? I got Weather and Water, their new release for Weather and Water. My 6-year-old, he's been asking since the beginning of kindergarten to get the Good and the Beautiful Weather unit, and unfortunately they like stopped selling it because they were redoing it, and so it just finally came out. So he's wanted to do this for a long time. Now it says 3rd through 8th grade, and we have done another science unit by the Good and the Beautiful, and I would agree with that it's more for like 3rd grade. So we haven't done a ton of these for that reason, but we're gonna do this with my 8th grader, and you know, I thought he would, my kindergartner, he's an older kindergartner, you know, he'll be going into 1st grade soon, so I think that I'll just, you know, let him listen to the lesson, and he'll help with the science experiments, and we won't make it like a big deal, but I think it'll still be fun and interesting for him, and then my 8th grader obviously will do all the work. But I like the vocabulary cards, and I love that they have finally spiral bound the science units. I am not a homeschool mom that spiral binds things myself. I probably should, but I do love my laminator. I love to laminate things, but so I love that they do that now, because it used to be kind of annoying how they just came. You would have to put them in a binder or something, and this is just so much more easier to just store and to keep together. So introduction to weather. This is gonna be fun. Like my kids, especially my 6-year-old, Wonder of Weather video. I love how they have videos, a daily reminder of God. I love how they weave in a spiritual side of things, meteorology timeline activity. That looks fun. Oh, this is cool. I don't know what this has to do with, but it says Aristotle's Weather Treatise. Interesting. Henry, I got the Weather Science unit. Remember you were so excited about that, right?
Mm-hmm. Did you get my new books?
Yeah, those are new games. So these are Anteater Edition and Snowy Owl Subtraction. You want to play that with me and Carter? That's another thing I love about homeschooling is they'll play games, my oldest and my 6-year-old. Yeah, and then that's a new book to read. Remember, we read the first one already. So anyway, I also got the student journals. I did, with this science unit, I did get the 3rd through 6th grade one for him, and I figured I will just help him fill it out, which is what I've done with a previous science unit, because I thought he would enjoy, yeah, this is cute, like he'll enjoy helping me fill this out, and we'll probably just do this like 2 or 3 times a week, especially since it's near the end of the year. We might lean more towards 3 times a week, just because we want to be able to do these 2 science units before the end of the school year. Water cycle, that's cool. So, and then I also got my 8th grader, the 7th to 8th grade journal. And this has like the lesson extensions already in it, which is something I really like about the new revised The Good and the Beautiful science units. They have just done great with all of their revisions of things that they have done, I swear. I love their stuff way more now after all the revisions. But anyway, before the lesson extensions, I think you had to print them off, or they were like just kind of flying around. I don't know. I like how they're in a notebook and there's even a spot for them to write and everything. It just keeps it so simple, because I don't like to have, at this point in time, a whole homeschool room. I prefer to be able to just keep all their stuff in like one bin. We pull it out from the closet under the stairs and do homeschool at the dining room table. So keeping it like concise and together and things like this make that easier and more attainable. Buddy, go get a towel. hand me my drink. It's okay. It was an accident. You didn't know that was there. Just go get a towel. He is just like dying to be in these videos, guys. Sorry if it's distracting, but he's so cute, isn't he? Okay, so then I got the book pack that goes along with this science unit, which was another reason I was so excited because these books look awesome. So, The Beauty of Weather is one of the books that comes with it. I love this. I guess this is from the Good and the Beautiful library. Thank you, bud. Wrap it up. I like the size of this book. It's like hardcover. It's very nice. Look how beautiful that is. It says, look closely. Okay, bud. Just put it on top and let it soak. And then you just go relax, okay?
Okay.
Go close the door. Oh, look. And notice the beauty of weather. The weather is constantly changing, and there is great beauty to be found in every type of weather. Pause for a moment and bask in the wonder you feel as you observe weather in art, as well as in the world around you. I love that, weather through art. Calm weather. The components that describe weather are temperature, humidity, atmospheric pressure, precipitation, wind, and cloudiness. Calm days have very little or no changes to any of these 6 categories. Days like these allow us the chance to explore and experience the world in a wide variety of ways that may not be available to us during harsh weather conditions. As we observe this painting by Hugo Darnot, what do you notice the people are able to do on this calm day? How can you tell that the wind is not blowing? What makes you think the temperature is pleasant? Isn't that cool? And that's so pretty. Like, the pictures are just beautiful, which my kids love to see. We have like a nature poetry book from our Sunlight curriculum that was in Carter's Sunlight curriculum, and they love all of like the real life photos in that nature book. It's like a National Geographic one. So this is cool because it's kind of like real life, but it's art. Like, look how beautiful that is. So it's kind of just another way to look at nature and think of nature. I love this book. Like, guys, I'm pumped. Okay, then the book pack also comes with Wild Wild Wind by Shannon Huger. Okay, this is also from the Good and the Beautiful library. I guess they all are. I don't know. Sometimes I think the Good and the Beautiful, you know, they publish their own books and write their own books, and sometimes they republish old books. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with that. But when Wild Wild Wind, when Sam experiences a downburst while visiting his grandparents, he can't help but want to learn more about wind and what it can do. Filled with facts that learners of all ages will enjoy, Wild Wild Wind teaches about the power of wind without creating fear. Learn about tornadoes, downbursts, hurricanes, trade winds, and more as Sam and his grandpa exchange letters on these exciting topics. Okay, my kids are going to love this, especially Henry. That's so cute. What a fun way. Henry's always interested in asking me about hurricanes and tornadoes. We don't really get that many tornadoes around here, though we did kind of get one recently. But for the most part, we don't. But we do get hurricanes. We had Hurricane Harvey that like flooded our whole town, like pretty crazy time when Henry was a baby, the year he was born. So anyway, look how cool. So he is going to love that. And I love that it's letters with the grandfather. I love that it's incorporating a grandfather. My kids are very close with their grandparents. So that is really cool. I like that a lot. And then the last one for this science unit, The Schoolhouse Blizzard. Now, I feel like I've heard of this book. So I don't think the Good and Beautiful wrote this, but I guess it's from their library. But how cute does that look? So it says, on January 12th, 1888, Tommy and Carrie Carter start their day like any other school day. As they work their sums, practice reading, and enjoy their friends, a major blizzard is brewing. When the storm suddenly hits their small Nebraska town, all the children are caught in the schoolhouse. As the schoolhouse begins to fall apart, their teacher, Miss Penny, only has 2 choices for herself and the 15 scared children. Stay in the schoolhouse and freeze, or brave the storm on foot to find warmth and safety. That's a cool story. I love that. How interesting is that going to be? I know my kids are going to love that. So cute. So, very excited to do that science unit kind of late in the year. Maybe if you're planning for next year, you could think about getting that science unit. I do think it would be fun for even younger ages, younger than 3rd grade. Like my son is at the end of kindergarten, he's 6. And then also for 8th graders. I love combining them with things like that. And I'm going to look more into it and just see if like there's a way that I can tailor it to a younger child a little bit more. Obviously it's meant for 3rd grade, so I'm going to just like look ahead of time and see if there's anything I can do to make it a little bit easier to understand or more interesting for him. But I think he'll be fine. I think weather is not that difficult of a topic, and so I think he'll be good. Okay, and then finally I got, I'm so excited about this one, Health and the Human Mind. I am so pumped about this. So for this one, I only got the student journal for 7th to 8th grade because I figured it would just be too difficult for my 6-year-old and like unnecessary. So I just decided against it. I may regret that, but I don't think that he really needs it, but I thought it would be good for my 8th grader to do. So I got him the journal, which we can take a peek into. Okay, cool. So like labeling things about the body, the process of smell, it says, brainstem, crack the code. That looks cute. Memory terms matching. Oh, different types of memory, sensory memory, amnesia, short-term memory, long-term memory, working memory. I always talk about how I have a really good long-term memory, so that'll probably be fun for us to talk about while we do those lessons. So, sounds fun. So I'm so excited about this unit. I love how it's like health and the human mind. So it's not just health. It's also like, you know, the human mind. I think that is just so cool. Like emotional health, exercise, outdoor activity, therapy, good sleep, hobbies, communication, friends, healthy food. I love that. My healthy food, that's so funny. So my 3-year-old, something he loves to say to me to kind of like romance me, he'll be like, Mama, I'm eating healthy food. And like, it's so funny. We talk about our highlights and lowlights of our day at dinner, and he doesn't totally get it yet. So when we ask him his highlight, which he wants to answer, he knows he should be answering something, he'll be like, kissing and hugging or eating healthy food, like things that he knows that I like. And I'll be like, oh yay. So anyway, yeah, so I think it's just going to be so good to talk about those things with my 8th grader. Obviously it's an important time to talk about those, but also with my 6-year-old as well. I think that there will be some good conversations to have, like emotions match cards. Like, I'm going to love this. I love like psychology, and so I find that also interesting. Memory and emotions, smell and the nose, the process of taste. That looks interesting. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ears and hearing. Oh, and it has like stuff about music. So I know that my 6-year-old will find this fascinating, but then it will lead to some really good conversations with my 14-year-old as well. So, branching nerves. This is good. Like, I'm telling you guys, The Good and the Beautiful was good before, but now that they're, like, updating their stuff, it's just so much better. So, finally, we have the book pack that goes along with that you can buy. You do buy these separately. I'm very excited about this book specifically. Now, I don't think I will read this to my 6-year-old. I think he's a little too young, but it's called the Addiction Questions and Answers book, and yeah, he's just too young. It talks about drugs and things that I don't think he's ready to talk about just quite yet and like really get deep on that. But I think this is so good. It said, the back of the book says, addiction to substances and certain activities can have serious and devastating effects on a person's life. There's 36 commonly asked questions and easy to understand scientific explanations. The Addiction Questions and Answers book teaches children and teenagers to recognize these addictive substances and activities, understand the physical and mental health dangers of using or engaging in them, and honor themselves as God's divine creations by keeping their bodies free from addictions and substance abuse. I love that, especially with having a 14-year-old, an 8th grader. We talk a lot about like the negative effects of alcohol. I will have like an alcoholic beverage every once in a while, very rarely, but we talk about even why I don't drink that often, and I'll like share that with him, like my reasons behind that, and I will talk to him about how harmful it is to drink at a young age when you're, you know, underage and everything. But then it also has like social media addiction and different things. So addictions can come in all forms, and I think it's just not, addiction is not talked about enough. I certainly did not know enough about it. I grew up with a mother who was an alcoholic, and it was very difficult for our family. She was in and out of rehab multiple times, and yet I did not know as about addiction as much as this little book teaches. So I'm very excited. My 6-year-old's too young for this right now, but I'm very excited to do this with my 14-year-old. And then, oh, whoops, this was a weather book. Changing Weather, the story of June Bacon Bursey. So this is cute. It looks like a little weather lady talking about the weather. It says, June, a bright and motivated young woman, always excelled in school. The atmosphere fascinated her, so she chose to study meteorology. A person as intelligent and capable as June should be a welcome addition to any science. But that wasn't the case. June was African American, and never before had an African American woman earned a degree in meteorology. Undeterred, June persisted and blazed the trail for others to follow. This is the story of how meteorology and broadcasting pioneer June Bacon Bursey forever changed the face of weather. So I think this is a true story. So that is really cool. That sounds so interesting, and both of my older kids will enjoy this. So that went with the weather one. Okay, and then the last 2 books that go with the health and human mind unit. I was going to say something about, I'm going to keep that a surprise for when I talk about Carter's future classes he's going to take in 9th grade. But another one is A Penny for Your Thoughts, that goes with the health and human mind. It says, perfectionism, overthinking, low self-esteem, and pressure to please others. Tilly experiences all these during her first day at choir camp. She wonders if she should even go to camp at all. However, with the help of her mom, Tilly decides to make some goals so she can work through the stress she's experiencing. It's hard at first, but Tilly learns just how powerful her mind can be. And look at her talking with her mom. Why does that make me want to cry? What's wrong with me? That's just so sweet. I think it's so important as a teenager to talk to your parents. I didn't have that kind of relationship with my parents, so I try to do that a lot with my 14-year-old. So this is so cool. A Penny for Your Thoughts. Oh, and we are going to laugh so much about this. So Carter and I have like the same sense of humor. And sometimes when I'm talking to him about difficult things or kind of lecturing him or whatever, he'll be kind of quiet and I'll be like, what are you thinking? And then we both start laughing, and it's just kind of like this inside joke between us. But A Penny for Your Thoughts is going to make us laugh, just the title. But this is good. This is really good. I love that. I'll have to look through it and see if it's appropriate for my 6-year-old. And maybe just another 8th grader thing. We'll see. Okay, and then the last one, The Amazing Thing Called Memory. Okay, so I know both my 14-year-old and 6-year-old are going to love this. It says, how do we recognize faces we've seen before or remember what we wore yesterday? The Amazing Thing Called Memory answers these questions and more as it explores brain function anatomy, fascinating facts, and case studies of individuals with memory challenges. This is going to be so interesting. My kids love talking about memory. Like I said, we always talk about how I have a really long-term memory. I remember like so much about my life, even from a young age. And we have inside jokes about all that as well. And there's just something that kids ask about, you know, they have questions about these types of things, and they're so fascinated with the world, and it's so much fun to learn alongside them because they get so excited about it. So anyway, I'm so excited about that. Okay. Whew, I think that is it for this unboxing. I do have a Sunlight unboxing coming after this, so stay tuned for that. I don't know if I'm going to film that today, but that video will be up at some point on my channel. I am also about to film a review of Speaking of the Good and the Beautiful of their reading program. This is the Reading Booster Cards A. So about to film that, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know if you like unboxings like this. And so I will do more of them as I get curriculum for next year and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.